things already felt off the moment the number started floating around and suddenly Tatsuya Imai was gone from the conversation. This wasn't normal off-season silence. It was that heavy quiet that tells you a decision was made behind closed doors. I follow this team closely. I talk to people who live inside front offices, and when contract talks stall like this, and there's always a reason. If you actually want to understand what's going on instead of the cleaned-up version, that's why people stick with True Blue Nation, Phillies Report. This kind of stuff doesn't hit the mainstream feed. The Phillies did make moves this winter, bringing back Kyle Schwarber mattered. Brad Keller made sense. Adolis Garcia was a real bet, solid work. But there's an invisible line this front office refuses to cross, and that line just cost them a real arm. The Imai deal wasn't scary because of the money. $63 million with opt-outs is just how business is done now when a pitcher wants security and leverage. The issue is deeper. Preston Mattingly said out loud what a lot of people around the league already knew. The Phillies don't do opt-outs, period. They don't like them. They don't negotiate them. It's a house rule. When I heard that, everything clicked. The Phillies didn't lose Imai because they were outbid or outmaneuvered. They basically removed themselves before the race even got serious. In today's market, that's like waving the white flag early. This is where it really hits. Pitchers notice patterns, they look at Imai and they do the math, injury risk, future ceilings, flexibility. When a team shuts the door on opt-outs, it shuts the door on an entire type of player. Can you survive that way? Sure, but you trim too much fat and suddenly you're cutting into muscle. I've seen it before. It starts quietly, one missed name turns into another. By the time people admit it, the nail's already halfway in the coffin. Quick reminder while we're here, if you care about fast updates, real talk, and analysis without fluff, staying subscribed and keeping notifications on actually matters when news breaks out of nowhere. Back to the point. The Phillies try to make up for this rigidity by bumping AAV or shortening deals. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Imai wanted an out, simple as that, and he's not alone. Other free agents are watching. This won't make headlines today, but it becomes agent chatter, and agent chatter shapes entire markets. The Phillies rotation already has question marks. Futures aren't guaranteed. And still, the club chooses to limit its reach over contract philosophy. I get the fear of bad deals. I get the desire for control, but modern baseball demands flexibility. Teams that refuse to bend eventually pay for it. What bothers me isn't missing on one player. That happens. What bothers me is missing by choice. The Phillies are telling the league who they are. The uncomfortable question is whether that identity still attracts elite talent or if we're quietly accepting a lower ceiling. I want to hear what the Blue Crew thinks. Is this rule protecting the future or pushing away the final pieces needed to win it all?